Rarin, we're reviewing The Hobbit. We're reviewing The Hobbit for Magic the Gathering. There's a million cards I want to show you, so we're just going to do one right now. Rarin, is this card good?
Okay, standard, right?
Let's go.
Standard, right?
So this is standard Magic the Gathering. Yep, that's what it is.
Well, leave it. Take me to dinner first. Jesus.
Okay, so it's been like 2 or 3 months or something. Like we've got built up stockpile of cards to look at. Okay, and I don't know about you. I'm excited about The Hobbit. I'm pumped about this.
I have pre-ordered a collector's booster box that took basically a payment of my mortgage, so I may be homeless next time we record. Most importantly, I have not seen the movie and or read the books. If I mispronounce something, I apologize. I do not know how to pronounce these names. Like, is this one Bjorn? Is that how you say that?
I did not know this. This is going to be even better. This video is going to be a banger.
I have watched the Lord of the Rings movies and like the director's cuts version of all of them, but I've never watched The Hobbit. Can I say why really fast before I get reamed in the comments?
No, it's a good choice, but go on. Yes.
How do they make 3 movies out of that small ass book? It's impossible. There's no way they could have done it. So I already know going into it, they can't be great. That's my honest opinion. Unless all the filler they added was like fantastic and they got some expert writers to fill it. I just can't imagine. Anyways, that's why I haven't watched it. Is it Bjorn?
Yeah.
Okay, Bjorn the Fierce.
Good job.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you read fantasy names all the time for a living, Hearthstone gamer. Come on.
I mean, that's under the assumption that I read. Can I ask you another question? How's Standard Arena doing? Or Standard Magic, I should say.
How is Standard right now?
Yeah, how is it?
It's a format. Nothing's probably rotated since we've talked at all. Nothing's rotated. Nothing's been banned, actually. It's exactly the same. Actually,
what was the last ban?
Jesus Christ, it's exactly the same. Yeah. It's exactly the same as the last time we made a video about this.
Wasn't VV banned last year?
Yeah.
Yes. I
know. Nothing's rotated. Everything's the same. Now there's like 300 legendary Marvel heroes and Ninja Turtles in it.
And none of those cards made a brand new archetype. It's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for the Standard players.
but I'm gonna, I don't want to give it away or anything, but these cards, maybe, maybe these cards kind of seem a little busted. So, some of them.
Okay.
You're going to help us find out if they really are.
I feel like my track record has been very good for the record. I still want to make that very clear. So
you figured out VV needed to be banned. That's impressive.
Thank you.
That's pretty good stuff.
Thank you. All right. Bjorn the Fierce, 3 colorless, 2 green. Trample other bears you control get +2/+2 at the beginning of your combat on your turn. A trample counter on up to 1 target creature you control. It becomes a bear in addition to its other types. Then if you control 3 or more bears, draw 2 cards. Is a trample counter literally just giving something trample?
Yeah.
Becomes a bear in addition to its other types. So they also get +2/+2 with the trample counter on it. Is like a rate of like a 5-mana 6/6 good with trample? Like that sounds fine. Maybe.
But it's the beginning of combat on your turn, so you play it before combat, and you immediately get the trample counter on something else, and it immediately gets a +2. So it's kind of like 8 for 5.
I guess you're splitting it. I mean, but it's not attacking right that turn. It'd be just giving it the one turn and then the turn after. I guess that's fine. I mean, it might be a little too slow in Standard though, right? Do you get to keep?
God, this card would have been such a boss in the day. Oh my God. Ugh.
Does the trample counter stay on the creature forever?
It does. Yeah.
I've never seen a trample counter. Such a weird wording for this. I think it's pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest.
The bear. No, already? Okay. Well, maybe this will change your mind. Okay.
Wait, do you agree?
Maybe this will change your mind.
I'm gonna preface this by saying I saw some of the alt art for this set. I love the alt art that looks like the old timey books. Like I think they look so good. I don't know necessarily about like a magic card necessarily with playing with them, but like as a collector, I think they look fantastic.
I'm hitting you with all the alt art. I'm gonna hit you with all the alt art I can find because I know you like it.
Unfortunately, the alt art is not going to change my opinion on the card. I think it's pretty bad.
All right,
standard.
it's time to check out the Dragon Pack from Dragon Shield. Let's check out the Dragon Pack. Easy push button fasteners. You don't have to squeeze them. Like, it looks like everything's adjustable. The top has its own layer, so you can put some decks right on top for easy access without having to get deep into the backpack. And then into the next level you go, where you can put your binders and just about anything. It has dividers, and then it comes with more dividers. Let's see what we can get in this baby. An entire set of legends? Sleeves. More sleeves. More sleeves. The entire Guild Pack series. Every single sleeve. The entire Guild Pack series is in here. I haven't even put my decks in here yet. Wolverine, Deadpool, Sauron. Oh my gosh, it actually holds them all. And I haven't even used the outside pockets. Why leave your favorite decks at home when you can bring everything with you with the Dragon Pack from Dragon Shield? Check them out on their website. Go to dragonshield.com and look for the Dragon Pack. 1 star means it sees no play. 2 stars means super niche, sometimes play. 3 means very serviceable card. You know, you see it in a number of decks or sideboards. 4, absolute banger of a card. It makes an archetype or supports a very, very good archetype. And 5, ban this shit. And you can also give something a C for commander card if you want to.
Is there other good bears in standard? Is I guess the other question I would ask, because it kind of needs a second. Okay.
I would not say there's good bears. Lorwyn has a shapeshifter mechanic where things are all the creature types, and there's a number of that left over. So when you ask, are there good bears, you may as well also ask, are there good halflings? Are there good rogues? Are there good horrors? Are there good dragons? Yes, there's changelings that can kind of fill out every archetype.
I don't know. I still think it's kind of whatever, unfortunately. Maybe a commander card, to be honest with you. I don't know how good bear.
You're giving it a C.
Well, okay, so
a C.
I now have a different perspective coming into these videos because I've been playing a lot more commander. Okay, so that's perspective now. One of the things I have been playing the Cabbage Merchant as one of my decks. I know you're familiar with the Cabbage Merchant from the Avatar set. One of the things I've noticed is that having trample on creatures would be a lot like getting trample on creatures would be more consistent. Getting trample on creatures, the way I want to put it, would be great. So maybe this would be a way to do that, but I think there's just better cards in commander anyway. So it's like probably commander card, but it doesn't see play in commander. So unless you really like bears, that's how it was.
We got any bear fans? You're giving it a 1?
I'm giving it a
play?
1. I'm gonna 1. Yeah, no play.
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it a 1. It's a little bit of we start out with a little bit of bear bait. It's a big bad stats meatball, and it would have been so good back in the day. But it's tough. It's all numbers, but yeah, cool art. How about this card?
Golem Riddle Master, 1 colorless, 1 black. As Golem enters, choose odd or even. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value of the chosen quality, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Well, okay, the quality is like the odd or even thing. But a +1/+1 counter on Golem. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life and draw a card. Your opponent is guaranteed to play one of these cards at some point. The longer it takes to get this, though, it'd be kind of weak. A 2 mana 3/1's not horrible, though. What an interesting card. Is black?
Do you have a Gollum impression? Do you do a Gollum impression?
No, I do not.
From the movies?
I do not.
No, you don't.
I actually haven't watched.
You don't have a My Precious? No.
No. If I watched it recently, I'd give it to you. It's been too long since I've heard his voice. Also, damn, he looks sick in this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is he like the Hobbit's before the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's like before he met for. Yeah, he looks evil as fuck. Holy shit. I don't know. It's not horrible in standard. I imagine if mono black is playable, like it might be good enough. Had a +1/+1 counter, so it could be a 4/2 for 2. That's not too bad.
You think it has to be mono black?
No, I was thinking like
the pips aren't bad. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It might just be playable because it is 1 black though. But I pay 2 mana to draw a card. in Magic the Gathering. Like, based on what my opponent plays, maybe each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life is not horrible. The +1/+1 counter on it, it's not too bad either. I mean, it's a pretty versatile card. You might just honestly just play it for card draw, though, just to get an extra card, because it is a body on board, and then potentially get even more value. Actually, probably okay. I'm kind of about it. What was it? 3 is like playable?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 3. That seems good enough.
Give Gollum Riddlemaster a 3. Okay. Dude, I think this card is so sick. Oh my God. I think it's so good. Like, I don't know. In my head, I'm already looking at it like, if they remove it, like if you call the quality, as it says, that the removal spells that you know the opponent's likely to use are typically 1 mana or 2 mana, right? Depending on who you're up against. And if they use a removal spell on it, you just draw a card and you're up a card anyway.
Yeah.
And if they just try to go about their business casting spells, they're gonna hit this. Like, every deck is full of 1 mana, 2 mana, and 3 mana cards. Just like, that's it. It's a fast format. It's an insanely fast format. So like, they can't play around this very long. And if you're not worried about this getting removed, like, there's kind of this weird dynamic, right? Say that you think they have a 1 mana removal spell and you play this and you name Even, and they use their 1 mana removal spell on this. Well, then they don't get to use the rest of their mana on their 2 or 3 drop on that turn. You know, they're playing off curve in that way. So it's like, it's tempo positive if you call it right, and they do remove it. And it's card advantage positive if you call it right and they remove it, like whichever you think you need. As well as, like, man, imagine the opponent's at 2 life and you play this.
That's evil. You get to see the spell before you pick 2, right? I'd imagine.
Let's see. As it enters choose, it looks like the opponent knows what it is. Yes, it looks like they'll know. That's pretty funny, though. Still, you just lock them out of half their spells or whatever. I don't know. I think this card is really good. This is one of the more exciting, like, 2 mana creatures I've seen in a while, and there's some bangers in Standard. I think this card is sick.
Yeah,
I don't think it's.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll ever be bannable. Yeah, I don't think it'll be bannable. I don't think it's a 5, but I want to give it a 4. The problem is, and this is a big problem in Standard right now since the Marvel set, don't get me started, but it's legendary. So how many can you play? Because if you play 4, then it's sitting in your hand afterwards.
Yeah, but how long do you anticipate this to live is the other question, right? Like, it might.
Yeah.
On average, you're getting 1 option, and then you just play another one and your opponent's upset, right?
I mean, so like, there's kind of 2 decks. There's the highly interactive decks, and there's the just fly past you decks is what Standards mostly become. So like the green decks with Badger Mole Cub and stuff, it's like they're just gonna play their game anyway, and you're probably gonna proc this a couple times. So can you leverage that to a win? Good luck. Badger Mole Cub's a really dangerous deck.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think this is like one of those cards where it's like, even if it's a legendary, you still want to run 4 because you want this on 2. Like, you want to get it every single time if possible. Like, there's even if you can't have 2 on the board, it's like, this is still probably good enough to just have the consistency. Because what's that card? I was playing Magic, I want to say maybe a month or 2 months ago, Standard, and there's like that Grand card from Avatar, which I believe is a legendary, and it's like, you don't care about running too many of them because, like, getting that card on 1 versus not getting it is like making or breaking the deck sometimes, which is like, this is maybe not as good because it's not as much of an engine, but like, it's pretty good to have on 2.
Man, do you remember what you gave Gran?
No,
because you did review it. Because we did review it. I remember the Gran decks on EDH Rec. I remember going over
all
that.
I'm gonna say, all I remember is that card has mana cheating. So like, I have to at least give it something, please. Like,
yeah, that card was messed up.
I'm gonna live in ignorance. Don't go back and look. I've rated it perfectly, and it ended up seeing play. I mean,
let me post what he said. Give her a little more work to do. I think I have to give this a 3 also, but I wish I could give it a 4. I just don't know that it makes an archetype. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's ban worthy. I don't know what archetype it makes. It probably isn't mono black, but there's got to be like some kind of value-based deck that uses black. There's got to be some kind of an Espery mid-range. These things tend to rise up. Grixis mid-range seem to rise up with the right cards. I would like to think that Gollum's going to make those decks go burr.
He seems good. He seems good.
You like the art? You like the book cover art?
I will say, if like you're trying to grade the alt art here, it'd be probably so annoying because it looks like it's already damaged. Like it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm a huge fan of it. I would have maybe put the mana cost still in the top right, but I understand they're trying to mimic exactly what the books look like or the cover of them. But I like it a lot. I'm trying to become more tolerant of other art styles. I'm trying not to become negative. No, it's great. It's really great. Like you just want your typical Magic the Gathering looking ass.
I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it.
Here's the thing, though. I personally think this is a side tangent before you go to the next card.
Great.
I would never run this card in my deck. I would want this to have as a collector, but I wouldn't want to put this in my deck because
you're talking about the alt art.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because in my opinion, it's like, again, if I'm playing Commander and someone's like, can I read that card? And they have to go read through this because it's not very intuitive like another like a normal Magic the Gathering card. I would never want them. Also, I wouldn't want them to touch the card anyways. So
like, see, I appreciate that. Yes, note to you Commander players, stop playing the weird alt art collector pieces. Okay, nobody, like, first of all, you don't want us touching them and we don't want to try to read them, so just knock it off.
I agree.
Public service announcement. Put them in your little stand. Grade them if you wanna. I don't care. Put them on your little trophy case. Nobody has to interact with it. I would love that. Are they
doing the One Ring again like they did in Lord of the Rings? Is it like the 101?
At this time, no.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, no. I will check Twitter right now. If I don't want to be wrong, but we are recording this on July 22nd, and I'm looking at the set, and I don't see a serialized anything.
It's next month. What?
Yeah, August 7th, 9th, something like that.
I thought the reason why these booster boxes were so expensive is because there is the One Ring and there was serialized cards. So what the hell is this? Why is it so much money?
I mean, okay, let's be real. There is definitely a One Ring, all right, but the only version they've revealed that is going to be in there is the Surge Foil one from the first set that is not serialized. I do not see anything about a serialized card in this set
yet.
When
does the set come out?
Dude, you pre-ordered. You are hoping. You are coping so hard right now.
I mean, to be fair, dude, these prices keep on going up. It's like, what is happening? So
yeah, what's happening indeed? Yeah.
Just
people
to get the
maybe just reserving, hoping that there's a serialized One Ring. I don't know. Maybe that's what's happening.
No, surely there's going to be one. I'm going to live in ignorance. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Well, let us know. Let us know if it's been announced by the time this comes out.
When's this come out? When's this set come out? August what?
Well, let's look at the ring. There's a ring in this set. Let's look at it.
Wait, this is the ring?
It's the ring that's in the main set. Yes, it is.
Jesus Christ, the art is crazy on this card. My precious 3 colorless mana, legendary artifact as well. I'll read the adventure aspect first, I guess. Is that better? Or do you want me to read does it matter? I guess I'll read the artifact because I've already read the card. Equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Equip 2 and pay 2 life. Hexproof and can't be blocked.
Yep.
That's not too bad.
It's a lot of protection and evasion.
In standard, though? I don't see it. The instant is as an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Now that card, I can see. But I don't know about the actual artifact itself. In Commander...
Here we go. He's actually become a full-blown Commander player. This could be a problem.
Commander's so fun. Oh my god, so fun. It's so much.
We've lost him.
It's so much better than anything Hearthstone's ever done. Like I can't. Like it's so much better. Anyways, yeah, in standard, I feel like the precious is too slow. Because like 3 to do that is really rough, and then you need the 2 mana anyways, and you have to pay 2 life to equip it to something with 20 life. I just don't see it.
Does pretty art help?
No. Let me look at it though. No.
Oh man.
The adventure though. That has to be at least decent. Charge on your game feels so weird. So 2 for 2. I mean, yeah, there's an asterisk. You have to sacrifice a creature, but you can just there's a ton of ways to generate some random token, right?
Some random halfling loser. Yeah, just get him out of here.
Also, like, there's an angle for you to have Golem on board. Your opponent casts a removal spell. You get to draw a card from Golem, and then you cast this instant, and then you also sacrifice him, right?
Oh, flavorful. Yeah. Yeah.
So
pretty
there's ways like to. I mean, the Golem card might be better than we're anticipating. That card actually seems very good. But there's stuff like that, right? Where you already get the value from the Golem card, and then you can use this, and then you draw 2 additional cards. I don't know how valuable that really is in standard. But again,
sounds like Golem's really good, and sounds like this is fine with just any jabroni, any little dork.
I don't know though. Like, is 2 mana draw 2 is good in your game, right?
If that's all it said, yeah, that would be good.
But because there's the asterisk, now you're considering that it's not as good.
Yeah, I think just having a creature to get rid of and 2 mana at the time that you need to get rid of it is not.
It's hard.
Like, is it hard? Is it rare? Probably not. But is it a given? Like no. Imagine you have an empty board you're in like a stalemate position. The game could go either way, and you draw this, and you have no creature. It's like,
yeah,
that's not great.
This is probably a commander card then. Probably. Because it's like, yeah, I don't know. The equipment's too. There's no way you're playing the equipment in standard. There's no way. That seems so slow.
I don't know. I don't remember if you played with Adventures when Wilds of Eldraine was the last set that had them that came out. Do you feel like you know for sure that the adventure side, like you get both if you cast the adventure side first? Okay.
You do get both.
Just making
sure. But even with that logic, it's like, when am I paying 3 colorless mana just to play this? And then I also have to spend more mana to put this on a minion. Like, that sounds awful. Or creature. That sounds so bad in standard, especially if the metagame's like super fast still, or faster. Like, you just don't have time. You just don't have time.
I agree. This is a trash standard card, I think so. Also, the Allure of Power is very similar to other cards that have been in standard. The best one was Deadly Dispute, which it drew you 2 cards and made you a treasure. And you could sacrifice a creature or an artifact to do it. So, like, there's just better cards than Allure of Power that have been in standard. And, like, several variations of this, I think, are in standard now that don't see much play. So, I don't think... this really isn't a standard card, and it's here mostly because I want to show you the art and because I want to pick some nits. It's not even indestructible.
The
ring is
precious?
This?
Oh,
yeah. What happened to our boy? What the heck knockoff cubic zirconia bullshit are we dealing with?
Oh, that's actually you're so right. I was gonna ask how good it was the One Ring back in Lord of the Rings, but I mean that shouldn't even be a question because it should just have indestructible. You're absolutely so right. Maybe this isn't the true One Ring though. Maybe it's just like a version he saw. I don't know anything about
exactly. It's some kind of a knockoff. It must be like a fake that Bilbo slipped him and then took off with the correct one, because this is some crap. This is hashtag not my ring. So, yeah, sad. It's just sad to see what's happened to my precious. So sad. Anyway, 1 star, maybe a C if you like.
I could definitely see being a C. I definitely could see that. I don't know about 1. All right, what is this?
All right.
Bilbo Thief in the Night. 1 colorless, 1 blue. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 1 less to cast. Okay, so I'm assuming this is going to say it, but like if something gets exiled and you can still cast it, that costs 1 less. That's what it's like in what it's saying. That would be an example of that.
Yes. There are a number of cards that are like exile 2 cards from your deck until your next turn. You may play them. Those would get the reduction. Cool. If you keep reading, it'll give you another example. Your commander is an example. Your commander would be cheaper because you don't cast it from your hand.
Well, that's kind of exciting. This is a
standard review. God, commanders everywhere now. The hell? What are we doing?
When Bilbo attacks, you may cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If an instant or sorcery spell cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Wait, that card's kind of sick for commander. What the hell? Standard? God, mana reduction so strong. That's such a unique effect. Whenever Bilbo attacks, you may cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell from your graveyard. So if you cast an artifact, it just goes back into your graveyard too. This seems really good, no?
Oh,
Like,
it does.
I would have...
Oh, it goes to the board. The artifact goes to the board, but if anything happened to it, it would go to the graveyard. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But even just from like instants or sorceries, like a lot of the time, if you can cast a second version of the instant, and like I'm thinking, I believe there's like some version of counterspell that costs 1 blue. Well, I guess okay. So this is 1 colorless less. Okay, hold on. I'm reading that as just like 1 mana less, like in Hearthstone, where it's just they're all the same mana no matter what.
Well, like with a counterspell, you wouldn't want that, right? Because there'd be nothing for it to target. Because it's, let's see, you may cast it, so you have to basically add it to the stack, to an empty stack when this ability is resolving. Yeah. Yep.
But what would blue? I'm trying to think of like. I haven't played enough blue, so this was going to be relying on you a little bit. What would I want to cast? Like to draw more cards, or to summon some otters?
There's definitely card draw. What's dumb is the first thing I thought of was a 7 mana instant. Have I ever shown you this card?
7 mana instant. What?
Yeah, a 7 mana instant in standard. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I think regardless of what you're summoning, this just seems good. Like it's redundancy in a different way, which is very interesting. And like, I think most people would be very happy to cast another copy of a card that they're putting in their deck.
This is the card I thought of.
Jeskai, is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Jeskai Revelation, 4 colorless, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 white. Instant, return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. This deals 4 damage to any target. Create 2 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. Draw 2 cards and you gain 4 life. So like you want to cast this from your graveyard with Bilbo?
Yeah, I do. That was the first thing I thought of. Yes. Do you think this card's good?
No. In Commander, yeah, maybe. Instant's interesting. I don't know. That's such an the fact that it's an instant makes you think a little bit more about it. But I don't think it's very. Why is it good?
This card runs standard if you're a control mage. This card is everything in the format. This is the card that Gran is reducing. This is the card that you're casting off the mana ramp spell.
When was this added?
Popular. Last year, what would this have been? About 14 months ago, 15 months ago, something like that.
How are you getting mana to cast this?
You kill everything. Just kill and counter everything and build up the mana and cast this card. That's how control decks work in the format right now. Yep. And there's several variations of it too. This is played in 4 color decks, 5 color decks. This is a 4 of in most of these decks. Yeah. Jeskai Revelation is the first instant I thought of that Bilbo might cast that you would love to cast for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, so if you cast the first one, are you already winning the game?
Yeah, but then like you draw another one and you cast another one, and you draw another one and you cast another one, and you win more, you see.
I see. Okay.
Do you want to win or do you want to win more? Yes.
How greedy can we be? I mean, I guess if that's playable, that's good. But I think Bilbo's
for consideration, those decks are all spells. Like there's very few permanents, and they're all like removal spells and counter spells and card draw spells. And
that's what I was gonna say. Like even if the Jeskai is like actually playable, you're running all these cards that are probably removing your opponent's minions. So just by having Bilbo on the board and attacking, you get to use that card again. That's not a card that you just drew or one that's in your hand, which is like very good in standard Magic as far as I can tell. Because you're often playing with like a couple cards only, and then you're not relying on top decking. Just to use a card again is insane. So like I'm thinking this is pretty good. I think this is great, to be honest with you. Even Commander, like this is so interesting.
Oh yeah. So Bilbo dies to like everything, but they do have to kill it. And after sideboarding, especially if you're playing a creatureless deck, if they take out their removal spells, this card could just run the town. Could just kick their butt. Yeah, and that's not even talking about the artifact side. Like, it's not that there are bad artifacts out there. Like, you barely even think about the artifacts because the instant sorcery side is very powerful.
Yeah, it seems very overloaded. I'm not going to lie to you. That seems very good.
Yeah. So what would you rate Bilbo? What was Bilbo's?
What was this? 3 is playable, 4 is meta defining, and then 5 is banned?
Yeah.
Meta defining's tough. I feel like it fits into a very good deck, so I'm gonna have to go with 3. I could see this being its own commander deck, though. I think the effect is very interesting. There's that first line of text, the first sentence, even without the attacking, is incredible. Like that's so unique. Well, not unique, but I mean, mana cheating is just good, right?
Yes,
yeah, I'd say 3.
Yeah.
I think it looks very good.
Yeah, I think Bilbo sees some play. It's a spell heavy Izzety world in standard. I think 3 is right. It's so, I hate 3. It's right up the middle. I want to be controversial. I want hot takes.
You haven't shown me a controversial card like this.
Fine.
This just seems good. Like it just seems good. Like, that's what it is.
Seems good. I don't know. Like let's see if we can find a better card or a more controversial card. Here, talk to me about his counterpart, the dragon. Yeah, let's do Smog.
Smog the Magnificent. 2 colorless, 2 red. Legendary creature that's a dragon. Flying haste. Whenever Smog attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target. Beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure token. When Smog attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of treasures you control to any target. I mean, it's a 4/3 for 4 that has flying and haste, so that's pretty decent, and it gets the benefit of the treasures. How likely are you to generate treasures in standard, I guess is the question I have to ask. Is I don't know if I'm playing I mean, is this not just insane in mono red? Am I like tripping? Like, isn't a 4-mana
just like aggro?
Yeah, like
you're just gonna jam this in aggro.
That's kind of annoying to deal with. Maybe it's too slow or aggro, but how likely are you to generate treasures? Oh my god, I love the altar. What the hell?
Which one?
The second one. That's so cool. What the hell?
Yeah. I've had a look at the very foily gold version that's down below, which I think is going to be the rarest card in the set. And it is incredibly shiny up close.
Okay, it looks nice. Sorry, how often are you able to get treasures?
I think treasures will be a major theme of this set. I struggle to think, like, there's a few Izzet cards that do it, but does every game involve some treasure tokens in standard? No, not like in Commander. Okay,
so then I have to ask myself, if you have, okay, so baseline, this card seems fine. Like, I think a flying haste 4/3 seems okay, at least in Magic the Gathering. If you have 1 treasure, you're dealing 1 damage additional to that. That's not too bad. 2 is obviously pretty good. Lightning Bolt is 1 to deal 3, right?
Yeah, but Lightning Bolt's not standard legal. It's an old card. More like 2 mana to deal 3 is normal.
Okay, so anything probably above 1 treasure and you're relatively happy then. So this card does definitely have a chance to be good. But I think I want to lean towards the fact that, like, it, without seeing the rest of the cards that interact with treasures, I don't know if it's playable in standard. Like, it might just be strictly like a commander card, and if it is a commander card, this thing has the chance to be very, very annoying. Because one of my friends in my pod plays Treasure Pirates, and like this would fit so nicely into that deck. It's crazy.
I did not realize everything about this was going to become I have a different commander review now that you are a commander gamer.
Listen, you should be thanking me. It adds the view duration. You're getting paid more. People love Commander. Everybody in the comments is always like, we love it.
Title the video Commander player / Hearthstone player.
Every time we do these videos, cards. It's like, hey dude, is this card gonna get played? No, it's standard. Okay, next card.
You're not that wrong, but this one I think isn't that straightforward. I think this is a very interesting one. Like, for example, like, there's cost reduction in standard. Like, you know this card, right? You seen this card?
Can you imagine? A while ago.
Can you imagine pairing up Momo and Smog in standard?
Yeah, I could. So 3 mana 4/3 as long as Momo's on the board. Okay, whenever another creature you control enters with flying, Momo gets +1/+1 on the end turn. I mean, that's definitely something. That's cool. cool interaction. But you would also, I feel like you would have to have it on board with this, and is that even? I guess it's 1 mana cheaper. So am I paying a 3 mana 4/3 flying with haste? That has to be an insane rate.
Okay, I'm gonna double down. You okay if I double down here? I'm gonna show you another card that's in the current standard dragon deck.
I know currently we haven't done these in a while, but every time we double down and try to get the person to be excited about a card, it usually means the card's going to be bad. I'm just prefacing this before I read this card, okay? Sarkon? Is that how you say that? Dragon Ascendant, 1 colorless, 1 red. When this enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. To behold a dragon, choose a dragon you control or reveal a dragon card from your hand. Okay. So that is a good way of not only getting a treasure, but also making your smog even better. When a dragon you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Sarkon until the end of turn. Sarkon becomes a dragon in addition to its other types against flying. 2 mana 2/2, sure. I mean, I'd rather play Golem, but like a different color, so I guess it's conversation. A treasure token is good. So in theory, this is like a 1 mana 2/2 because you get the mana back with the treasure token. You do get a +1/+1 counter on this if Smog enters. So like the dream case scenario is what you go Momo Sarkon into Smog, and then you just win the game from tempo, and they don't kill your Smog, I guess, and it just goes crazy.
It's a lot of tempo. It's a lot of tempo. 2 mana 3/3, make a treasure, Smog. This becomes a hasty, like Smog's a 4/3 on its own. The treasures are there. I don't know. What do you think? Are we playing dragons?
Is there like a white red aggro deck or some kind of deck like that? Because it does fit the archetype.
You are looking at the bones of a dragon deck that is already in standard.
Okay, so if there is a deck that already fills what Smog needs to be played, then this is perfect, though. Like this fits the archetype, so then it gets played. Because the problem is like you're not building around this card. If you're saying there's not enough treasures, that's not the logic you want. You want to be able to just put this in a deck that's playable and plays for tempo. Would you say a 4/3 with haste flying is good stats for the rate?
I don't know. You tell me. You're a commander player.
I don't know. Like we're playing a different game over there, bro. I mean, I personally think it's fine. Like in Hearthstone, the best thing I can showcase is like for 4 mana. We used to play Leroy as a 6/2. Obviously, flying doesn't exist, but just getting the damage of 6 to your opponent's face is great. This is almost the same thing. Obviously, your opponent can block if they have a flyer, but the treasure thing could start becoming a problem if you can get more. So that means when it enters, you have 1 damage to anything as well, and it enters 1 mana cheaper. I mean, it's if the deck's actually good, like you're saying, and like this isn't just a huge like bait, this is playable. So like I would give it to like a 3 because it fits the archetype very nicely. If that deck doesn't actually exist, I think this is a commander card. That's what I'm gonna go with.
It's a deck and it does pretty well. I don't even like I think the dragons that are already in it are better than Smog is the problem for me. Okay. I don't know. Other people seem excited about Smog. I'm like I'm not as excited about this as I am about Nova Hellkite and other dragons that already exist. The one that blows up lands I'm particularly into right now. That's a 4 mana 4/5 dragon. Like you know what Smog's problem is? Smog's butt is too small. Like 3 is not very. It's not that much. It's not that much. If it were 4/4, I might be a lot more.
Yeah, but how many of the other dragons have flying and haste? Is the question.
All of them.
Oh. Well, I mean, if there's just better dragons, okay, unfortunately.
Magma Hellkite doesn't have haste, but they all have flying. Nova Hellkite has haste. Like there's there's not really a shortage of charging dragons.
That makes me believe then that a lot of the power for this card is with the treasures. And if that is impossible to do in standard, then this card's probably not playable in standard. So then I'm leading to what I was saying, which is probably correct.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you gave it a 3. So I'm gonna give it.
You're like, oh, this is a perfect deck for it. Like,
I think 1 or 2 go in this deck. I think 1 or 2, like maybe 1 goes in this deck. I'm not that pumped about Smog. It's very sad. It's very sad. It would be a lot better, of course, if you had the treasure like when you attack. but if you have to wait till the next turn to get the treasure, it gets a lot worse, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
But man, I don't think it's as good as Nova Hellkite is the biggest thing I'm stuck on. I think Nova Hellkite's a bit of a banger.
One of the conversations I've had with Hearthstone designers is like, just because another card is good does not mean this card isn't good. Right? That's a common thing. People often like compare and be like, oh, this is just a better version of this card, so why would I play it? That doesn't mean this card's necessarily bad. But I do not know the full pool of Magic the Gathering cards, obviously. So I'm taking your word for it that like this is not playable.
No, you're supposed to have your own word. No, put him down. He said it was so good. He said it's like a 3. Lock it in.
Can I say this? I'm gonna talk about Commander for 1 second. I think this card is sick as a commander. I think it's dope. I think if you can slot this in like some kind of treasure pirate, whatever deck you want to play, I think it's crazy. I gotta give this card to my friend if I ever open it, because I think you'll love it. All right, anyways.
Absolutely commander pilled. Oh my god.
TGB, it is so fun. Okay, it is so fun.
Yes,
all right, you should be happy. It is so fun.
I'm excited. It's just, yeah. Anyway, here, let's review this card for commander. Oops, I mean standard. Fine.
Supper for spiders. 1 colorless, 1 black, instant. Put onto the battlefield under your control all creature cards in your opponent's graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Whoa. They are food artifacts with 2 colorless tap, sacrifice, start, take you 3 lane. Oh, you don't actually get to use the creatures? I was like, damn, that would go crazy. Put onto the battlefield under your opponent's all creatures card in your opponent's graveyard that were put. Okay, so basically, like, you're using this to stop your opponent from like what, regenerating them or putting them back on the battlefields. I guess they're food artifacts, which is interesting.
I mean, I would think if there's a big combat or a board wipe, then just you get all their stuff as food, so you get all their abilities and enters effects.
You do get the enter the battlefield, and the text on the card is still relevant. Then is what I missed. Okay. I mean, 2 mana for a card like this is kind of awesome. I don't know if you've ever shown me a card like this before. Hey, they
exist like in old Magic, but you're right. They're really expensive usually and clunky and weird. And 2 mana instant is very cheap for get all the stuff back.
I mean, if the enter the battlefield does go through, this is insane. In Commander. I don't know about seeing it. The thing about standard is like, you would have to hit something insane for this to be valuable, because you're holding this in your hand for so long. This is like one of the things that got me a lot better at card games was understanding that like spending your mana is often better than just holding a card for its maximum potential. So that's like, if you look at this card, it's like I could just play 2 mana to get like a decently good enter the battlefield effect and be happy, but I don't think that's good enough in current standard Magic. Because you also need to have like minions that die, and maybe you need like good minions that I want to run this card, which I feel like doesn't come up enough in standard for that to be relevant.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. Continue.
So, but in Commander, that relevancy goes up quite a bit, especially because this isn't instant because there's 3 other players. So that's kind of awesome. Yeah, so I'm giving this Commander card. I don't think it's playable.
Agreed. I thought it was funny.
Super cool card though, bro. Yep. Super cool card.
I thought you'd enjoy reviewing it. That was about it. Yep. I just don't see it. I don't see that card popping off in standard at all. But just to show you that there's plenty more commander cards in the set. Also, I think it's probably really fun in limited. Like limited, a lot of weird stuff happens. Feels like that might be interesting there. But in commander, you piggyback off someone else's board wipe. Oh, yeah. And 3 opponents. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, the amount of times we've had to like, I'm gonna call it like resetting the board after someone plays a board clear, and you're like, oh, we have to start from ground zero. But like this kind of just destroys that entire mentality. Because now all of a sudden you get all their stuff and you get everyone's stuff. Oh, dude, it'd be, oh my god. Hold on a second. This card's awesome. In Commander, dude. What the hell? I'm in.
That's why boxes are so expensive. Sweet commander cards. That's why.
What the hell?
There you go. How about this card for the S word, standard?
The S word. Let me ask you a question before I really look at this card. Do you think most of the people who watch you do not play like Commander? Or is it like you wanted this to only be a standard review?
No, so it's mostly because YouTube needs a title on it. You know, somebody wants to know, like when they look at a video, if it's going to be relevant to them. And the people who are subscribed to my channel are specifically like some percentage of them are standard pilled. But I know a lot of the people who watch me play all kinds of formats. I know a lot of them do.
Would you say, I'm going to piggyback off that question because now I'm curious. Would you say that most people who play standard play Commander? Like, you think that's a good
question? That's a good question. I think that like the standard I play specifically, which is like Arena best of one standard, I think it has an audience that only play Magic this way now. So that's the only thing they do. I'm not sure what percentage it is. It's probably everything gravitates towards 80-20, so it's probably around 20%. Let me know in the comments. This can be fun. But then there's a lot of people who only play Arena to get their fix of Magic while they're waiting for standard game night or the other format they play, or they just played Magic back in the day and Arena is kind of their way of being attached to that. And they're not particularly standard loyalists. Arena is just, and the YouTube videos about Arena are just a way to stay attached to the game. I think that's probably closer to the 80%. So that's a lot of my viewers who are probably, what they're really doing on the side is watching other Commander shows or playing some Commander every other weekend. And yeah, they're probably digging the Commander review as well. But the hardcore people who only experience Magic through standard aren't going to touch something that isn't for them in the algorithm.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it's interesting when you do videos for like Hearthstone, right? Hearthstone generally, like, we only look at standard because standard is the most popular game mode. Like, we don't have the equivalent of Commander in our game, and I really wish we did, but we don't. Like, we have Wild, but I don't ask you for Wild because Wild is so ridiculously insane that like a lot of the time the card is just gonna be no, so there's no point to even discuss it. Where like in Magic, you've told me time and time again, like, Commander's the most popular game mode, it feels like, right? Maybe not in Arena because obviously Brawl's like not Commander. It's like its own little thing, but most people who play Magic the Gathering will play Commander. So it's like, when you ask me how good a card is, even though you are mainly a standard channel, it's interesting because like I feel like talking about both the major formats here are more interesting to me than just being like, yeah, standard, probably not playable. Next card. You know what I mean? I
honestly don't mind this tension. I'm going to complain about it for content, but this is perfectly fine with me.
Okay, I just want to make sure like you're not like mad I keep bringing it up. Okay.
No.
Gandalf, sorry. Goblin's Bane. 2 colorless, 1 red. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Gandalf gets +1/+1 until the end of turn and deals 1 damage to each opponent. Oh. The adventure is a sorcery for 1 colorless, 1 red. Look at the top 2 cards of your library and exile them face down. For as long as they remain exiled, you may play them if you control a wizard. Let me ask you a question on that. If let's say Gandalf's my only wizard and then he dies and I play another wizard, can I still play those cards I exiled from before?
It appears the answer is yes.
Because it would have like a text box.
Yeah, it's not normal wording for a card, but I think that is correct. I think these get exiled in their own kind of exile, which says once a wizard is on your field, they'll probably, I'm picturing like Arena, once a wizard comes onto the battlefield, they just kind of pop up in that space next to your hand of like, oh, these are playable again now because you control a wizard. I think so, yeah.
If it works like that, the adventure part of this is like probably very good, because then in theory it's just, this is what draw 2 cards is, but you can only play those cards if you control a wizard. But if you're running enough wizards, it's basically draw 2 for 2, which seems very good in your game.
Red doesn't usually get to do that. Yeah.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Gandalf gets +1/+1 to the end of turn, deals 1 damage to each opponent. That side of it, I feel like it's not as relevant. It is nice that you get to play both sides of this card, but I think you're playing this for the sorcery, not for the actual Gandalf effect.
Isn't that VV though? Isn't there VV over there? Isn't that the thing that VV does?
I don't think that's what VV does.
It's like a half of it's 3/4
of what
VV does.
It's the wrong part of it. Is the problem here.
It's very, very VV at home. Okay.
Yeah, VV at home is a great way of describing that. it's not like it's bad, because like if you're running this card for the adventure, like you're not that upset by casting Gandalf, because like worst case scenario, it is just a wizard for you to cast those other 2 cards. But I do like the adventure. I do think like it really comes down to how likely are you going to be playing wizards in your red deck, which I'm guessing the set's going to have a ton of them. I don't know how many other. Well, what was the set? Strixhaven would have wizards as well. So
I believe every set has wizards. It's one of the most common types.
Okay, so then I kind of think the adventure is kind of sick then. If that's the case, that seems very good. I like 2 mana draw 2 in your Magic the Gathering game.
In your red deck, yeah.
See, I'm down with that. Gandalf's just a bonus, so like I'd give it like a 2 or a 3. 2 probably more, because it depends on how good your average wizard is. Because you're not running this in a deck that doesn't run enough critical mass of wizards. Like you need enough wizards. But if wizards are good, then like the adventure goes from like a 2 to like a 4 or 3. Because that draw density is like probably insane in your game. So yeah, I think the adventure is great. I don't know about Gandalf, but I'll run with it.
Yeah, Flame Shape, great card. Gandalf, who knows? I can't believe Gandalf's mono red. Really bothers me. It really bothers me.
He seems like a white color kind of guy. I don't know. Maybe a blue.
He's Gandalf the white, right? But I always thought there has to be blue in there. My Gandalf always has some either blue or white in there.
What did they give him in Lord of the Rings?
He had a mono white version, which was flavorfully called Gandalf the White. Yeah. And he had a blue white he had a mono blue version. He had a blue red version. He had okay, you're gonna get me started on the Universes Beyond having like 7 different versions of the same character. He had a green blue version. Did he have a blue white version? I don't think he did.
Okay, so anyway. red was used previously though, so it's not like crazy.
Jeskai version. He had a red, white, and blue version.
Okay, fair.
He had that.
So I would guess if what I would imagine is based on that his actual text box, like that potentially in blue would be terrifying. So,
let me put all the Gandalf versions on the screen. Just cover.
See, this is more like
Gandalf.
Has Magic the Gathering ever done a video talking about how they design cards? Because then it gets me really intrigued about like when do they decide what color it is? Because if they decided the color from the very beginning, that means that like they felt like this effect is more thematic to red, and that's why they put this text box here. But if they did the text box first, does it make sense that goes in red? Yeah, but would it be too broken in other colors? So maybe it's more of a balancing thing. Like it's interesting to see how they would actually end up designing a card like this.
Oh, but, so you're like you're talking about like top down design versus bottom up.
Yeah,
design.
Or bottom up.
Yeah, like I know that they use both. Like it depends on the card and the situation. And here, like if you want to talk about color identity, I think they're saying he's angry and anger is red.
Okay, fair enough.
He's mad Gandalf. He's gonna go murder some goblins. You know.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's it's interesting. Like we were kind of talking about this off stream. Like it's interesting how they would design a lot of these Universe Beyond cards, because is it supposed to be like a flavorful thing? Is it supposed to be a balanced thing? It's probably a little bit of A and B. Like how do they end up designing a card like this versus something else that could be more thematic to like the card to what Gandalf should be? I mean, I haven't seen The Hobbit, so I don't know what he's like in this movie, but I'm assuming this fits, right? Right? If you told
he gets mad at goblins and he like kills them. He kills one and then they run away through a cave full of goblins. Lots of goblin fighting and running and screaming.
See, this is where we go to the alt art here, and this is where I get confused, because the alt art here does not show me red. Like it is, I'm looking at it and I don't see any glimmer of red on the card, which is like
Gandalf the gold, Gandalf the fireworks.
This is where like I would feel like, as someone who, let's say you play this against me, I'd have to read it like 5 times.
Gandalf like, the Fantasia.
It's just Fantasia. It's
Gandalf for 75 cents. Literally says on this alt art. Look at that. How about that?
Not too bad.
Can you believe how cheap things were in the day? Isn't that crazy?
What year did this come out, CGB? Tell us about the war.
Like this has to be like from like I don't know. For 75 cents, this has to be like 1995 or something.
is nice. It is nice. It is nice. I do like it. Sorry, back to the card itself though. A quick side tangent. That was a quick side tangent. Flame shape looks good. I don't know about Gandalf. That's how I would describe it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure about this card either. Usually the time constraints on a spell like Flame Shape are like you have till the end of your next turn to play these, which often prevents you from like running it in a deck with a higher curve, because you have to be able to hit your land drops and cast your stuff on time, because you only have a limited window to take advantage of the card advantage.
Yep.
And this is different because after you cast it, you do kind of have this ticking timer on it. Assuming you don't control any other wizards, you have this 3-mana wizard that you can cast in the future. And maybe you cast this when you have 5 or 6 mana, and then the turn you play this, you also play the other spells, right? And you get some extra damage off your spells. Or maybe you have a deck full of wizards and you cast a 1-mana Gitu Lava Runner is the name of a 1-mana wizard, and you get to play these cards the turn right after this. I don't know. It's interesting card. The timing restriction that usually exists not being there makes this seem like it could be closer to a 4. It also avoids the legendary problem, because you can cast as many flame shapes as you want and put as many Gandalfs in the adventure zone as you want. Yeah, so I'm torn on Gandalf, Gabbo's Bane, but it's mono red Gandalf, so I have to give it a 2 on principle, because I hate red cards.
Fair enough. All right.
How about you?
What? How do I feel about red?
Yeah. No. What do you rate the card so I can
shape,
needle you
like
later when you're right or wrong?
I'll give it a 3, probably. I mean,
Master
it's hard. You can't. Like, the thing is with this card is you can't evaluate Gandalf on its own, right? Because like you said, like even if I cast the flame shape, he's still gonna be there, like lurking, waiting for his time to actually get played. So they go hand in hand. So I'd give it a 3. I just think draw 2 for 2 in your game seems insane, and there's not really like a caveat with that. So like it just seems good enough in any like red deck. So it's probably a 3. I know that I'm not. By the way, you didn't give me like it might see play angle. 3 says it will be played, right? It just won't make its own deck, which I think is completely fair. But 3 makes sense for me.
All right, it's just been 3 to the end. It's fine. I made it an option. All right, we're gonna revisit the dragon archetype really quick. Just see if this card, see if something changes your mind here.
Okay. Wait for Smog. Desolation of Smog. Ooh, colorless to red. This deals 3 damage to each non-dragon creature. It's a sorcery, sorry. This deals 3 damage to each non-dragon creature. Add 4 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana to only cast dragon spells. Any combination of colors. Could that also... I mean, if it's colorless, it doesn't matter. That's what I was going to ask, but that doesn't matter. That seems... Wait, isn't that nuts? 3 damage to each non-dragon creature? Okay, well... If I have Smog in hand and I play this, I'm arguably clearing most boards by turn 4, depending on what your opponent plays. And then I also get to cast Smog himself, or their self, and then hit face and also deal damage. So the combination of those 2 cards together are very good. And because that also doesn't hit your potential dragons... Wait a minute. Let me go read this other card real fast. Momo's dead.
Yep, Momo's dead. It's true.
Until the end of turn, Sharkan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types. Okay, so Sharkan would probably be dead. Sarkhan would probably be dead depending on how you play it.
Kind of likely to be dead. Yeah.
But so this
dragon.
This makes me believe though that you wouldn't play for like an aggro version of this. You would play for like more like a mid-range tempo dragon only deck.
To kill the elves and the badger mole cubs, and then also drop the Smaug.
Dude, have they not banned that cub yet? I'm actually shocked.
No.
That cub is a menace.
I told you nothing's happened in the last 10 months.
That shocks me though. That card is so nutty. I mean, I kind of like the combination of cards here, but then again, in Magic the Gathering, it's like, how likely are you to have both of them in hand, and how likely are you? Because the thing in Magic, unlike Hearthstone, is like the damage doesn't stay, right? They get fully healed at the end of your turn. So
yeah,
if everything doesn't die, it's like it doesn't feel as good. I mean, it's still decent, but I wouldn't call it like an absurd combo at all. Maybe you start thinking more about, do you want to run Smog in your tempo dragon deck? But I feel like you're actually hurting yourself by playing the Desolation. I'd rather just run the version you were saying before, maybe run Smog with it. Again, some kind of spicy dragon commander deck could go crazy with this kind of effect.
Here we go.
Dude, that second part is nuts. Add 4 mana of any combination of colors, because it's like, even if you don't have Smog, as long as you have a playable card afterward, it's good. Honestly, Desolation might just be playable on its own. I don't even think you care about Smog.
It has to be a dragon. Spend this mana only to cast a dragon.
Right, but like you were saying, there's other good dragons for roughly the same cost. Like, yeah. I think that's like you're chilling. Like that card.
Wouldn't that be funny? You're casting Desolation of Schmaug, but you're casting other dragons.
Hey, listen, Desolation I didn't design the card,
of
unfortunately.
The Nova Hellkite.
Has Hearthstone ever had a card like that before? I'm really trying to think. Like, deal damage to the board and then you also get mana back. That seems so strong.
Pretty sick, right? So what do you give it?
I think because it's so flexible, it's so interesting. I don't know if there is like a mid-range red deck with any other color, or is it just this one?
Yeah, I mean, those are always kind of around. There are options. Yeah, I mean, it's not like totally built itself, but I'm playing something right now that has 6 dragons in it. That is a mid-range red and black deck. Yeah. Okay. So. Like, that exists.
Dude, I don't know. Like, you brought up the Badgermole Cub, which I actually completely forgot existed until you said it. But, like, the fact is you can kill the Cub and a lot of the other creatures that interact with the Cub in one go, and you get to play something with it. It seems rather good.
Yeah, it's a blowout. It's an absolute blowout.
You only need 1 color for it, too. So it's not like the land might be... it still might be a problem depending on your draw, but, like, for the most part, you should be fine. And then you get to get any combination of colors. So even if you don't have the correct lands for something, you can actually play something in your hand.
You're gonna give it a 4? You're gonna give it a 4? It's gonna.
No, I don't think this is an archetype.
Okay.
I don't think this is. I do. Sorry. This card is the first one that makes me like greatly think of like, do you make a deck around this though? That is an incredibly interesting design. I'm really trying to think if Hearthstone's had anything close to this, and I don't think they've had anything like it. Because I don't think Hearthstone necessarily wants you to be able to swap tempo like this. Like, the closest thing I could give you is maybe the Ceaseless Expanse, but like that was like a 100 mana card that gets reduced as the game goes on, and then you get a big minion as you clear the board.
You are into this card, I can tell.
Cool card. It's a cool card. Interesting design. I don't know. I'd probably give it like a 2 or a 3 though. It's really that's tough. That's tough. I think it's like, as itself, it's a good card, but you need something to support the archetype. And I don't know, based on what you said, if I really want to play for more a defensive line with dragons when I could just play for tempo on turn 1, 2, or 3 and just kill my opponent.
Is it a 2 or a 3?
I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 2 as well. That was my thinking. It's a 2. It is a sweet card though. I agree.
Is there a card in Magic that goes? I'm sure there is, but I'm going to ask it anyways. That's like, whenever you would cast a spell that would deal damage, it doubles the damage.
I mean, yeah, definitely. There's also ways of copying spells like that. Yeah.
See, if you copy this spell,
they're really good in Commander.
Oh man, if you copied this spell, oh man, the mana reduction, or the not mana reduction, the all the mana you could get from this would go insane.
Yeah, you could copy the spell for 3 mana in Standard, maybe 2 if I'm forgetting a card.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. No, I'll still give it a 2, but there's something there for sure. At some point, there has to be something there. The Queen of Dale, or is it Dally? It's probably Dale. I
would love for it to be Dally, but I think it's Dale.
1 colorless, 1 white. When an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, you recruit. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. And this is a 2/1. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, you recruit. Okay, so white is not really known for it. White's not really like a mill deck, right? Kind of thing. So you'd have to combine this with a different color to really utilize the full effects.
What are you trying to utilize the full effect for?
What, you think this is just good enough on its own?
No, I'm curious. I want to know. Like, you say utilize the full effect. Are you going to reanimate? Are you like graveyard?
Yeah, I'm thinking you reanimate something that you're burning.
So to give you that context, white has a lot of cards that are like 1 or 2 mana that say something like return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield that costs 3 or less. It does like little reanimator, I would say, like a cost capped reanimator.
Okay. Because
it has also there's a card called Rally the Past, or no, that's not the name of it. Restore the Past, Raise the Past, which is 4 mana sorcery. It's white. Return all creatures that cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Ooh, that's kind of sick.
Like, that's an example of how white does little reanimator. It's had effects like this.
The fact that you can discard a card from your hand and not the card you drew means that the consistency of a deck like that goes up quite a bit. Your opponent, you do rely on your opponent a little bit though to cast non-creature spells, because if they just only cast creatures, this kind of does absolutely nothing.
So against the green decks, that would be bad. Against the Izzet decks, of which, like, these are the two most clashing styles right now in Standard. There's the red-blue spells decks, and there's the green Badger Mole Cub decks. And the Izzet decks often cost, like, 3 spells a turn.
Okay, so once per turn, you'd be creating a 1/1, and you get to draw a card and discard one. I mean, even then, though, like, is that really that good in Standard? The 1/1s are nice because they let you survive longer, to the point where you could probably draw into something that lets you reanimate. But it's making me a little I'm questioning a lot, because I would imagine the Badger deck is still going to be very relevant even when the Hobbit comes out. And if that deck ends up just getting even better, like, this is just useless. So I want to lean towards it's not very good. But if, like, is it bad to say, like, it really depends on what the metagame looks like? Because if you can consistently do this, it does seem not too bad.
I mean, I guess you could say so, but I don't think the meta's changing is this thing with Standard. I think that pieces just go in and out of certain decks and archetypes to try to make them more competitive with Badger Mole Cub and Izzet. And Izzet is going to cast spells every turn, and Badger Mole Cub is going to cast spells rarely. And that's the meta. We did it. The control decks like Jeskai Revelation are going to cast spells every turn, if you want to take those into account.
So does this break open the meta if you go up against a deck more than half the time that casts a spell every single turn? Maybe. Going first, this is kind of sick. Especially going against a deck that wants to cast a spell every single turn. But
if that's the case, I think this is like one of the best white creatures ever made. If you're going up against those decks, you don't just get free 1/1s every turn all the time with card draw. Like, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, the effect is very good.
White doesn't filter its draws in Standard ever. Not really. Like, at all.
Yeah, so the card seems good as long as you're going against a deck that actually casts spells. Or not creature spells. That's what it would come down to. And if there's enough density of this card probably makes an archetype. But it's so iffy, because, like, all of a sudden, this deck can go from, like, tier S to tier 5, depending on how the metagame looks. So what your pocket meta looks like as you're playing the game, which is so interesting. Because if you cube against green, you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
I mean, we kind of have a sideboard card option in there if you want to go with, like, a 2 or something like that, I guess. So here's the thing. Against green, what options did you have to play in the spot that were better?
You should play another deck.
Right. Your stats don't matter. Like, green's going to have more mana than you and more stats than you no matter what you do. So either you have removal or you have the right combination of cards that green cannot beat you. So what if, like, against green, we're just trying to somehow, like, what are we even doing with a deck that plays a white creature on turn 2, right? Or a golem, for that matter, or a black creature on turn 2. We have to have cheap removal, we have to have some kind of other disruption, or we have to blow up literally everything on the board. Like, I don't know if there's any others, like, 2-drop that we're going to play that isn't purely reactive. So if you want to have any kind of a proactive game plan, comparing it to Badger Mole Cub is a losing proposition.
Yeah.
No matter what.
So then it'd be unplayable.
Well, I can't give you, what I'm saying is I can't give you a white or red or black or blue creature for 2 mana that's going to make your matchup with like just head to head against Badgermole Cub better. So I don't think it's a fair comparison. Like, you have to have other solutions in your deck to beat them. There has to be another way.
I'm saying for the 2 cost slot, right? If you're going up against green, right? Even though you don't have maybe a better opportunity against the Badgermole Cole, like or Cub, sorry, not Cole. This card is just bad against green in general. That's what I'm saying. Like, because they're not casting enough non-creature spells. Like, this card is legitimately a 2 mana 2/1, which is fair.
I'm saying every creature is.
Which is fair. So then you're talking about, like, let's just take green out of the equation, which is impossible because they're a part of the metagame, so you can't do that.
No, I'm saying you have to beat them by other means. That's all.
But you just
like this isn't a card that's supposed to do that.
I would just play a different color or a different deck in that case, though, right? Because like this is not winning the game. Like, there's no way that if I'm queuing up this deck and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go against green majority of or half the time, and this is like not good enough, even though this card can be absolutely insane against the right deck. I feel like we're just swapping colors. You're playing a different deck. Like, I don't think you're playing this and hoping you're beating green.
So this is a commander card?
No, but see, that's the thing, right? Is this card on the flip side of this is really good when you're not going up against a deck that just generates mana from creatures and just cheats out the most insane things of all time. So this card half the time is very good. Like, it goes from it probably goes from tier S to tier 5 depending on the matchup, right? Which is fair because that's what card games are. But the variance on how good this card is just dependent on how often you queue up against green. So if you're not going up against green, this might be one of the best cards in the game. But if you're queuing up against green, also this is based on what you said and how likely you are to get the stuff from your graveyard back is what I would say. But I think on average, like, if that's what standard looks like, it's probably like a 2 or a 1. Like, I don't think you're gonna get played. Like, I think 50% of the time, there's no way you're like, oh, I'm gonna queue this up and hope for the best. I don't see it. Now, Commander.
Obviously it's good in Commander, obviously. Yeah, do you like card draw or stuff in your graveyard or creatures, then this is really good in Commander. Yep. I think this is a really good card. I think in Standard this will be a really good card. I'm gonna give this a 4. So we finally have some conflict on this show and everything isn't just vanilla. No, but I do think this card is really good. I think that even after sideboarding, like, matchups tend to change. Even the Badgermole Cub decks tend to change slightly after sideboarding. They do run some more spells after sideboarding, or if they move into any kind of a tempo direction with any amount of like Spidey Sense counter spells, something like that, this becomes so much better. I like this. You just don't have a card like this. The closest is Esper Sentinel, and this isn't a modern set. Esper Sentinel was designed for a whole, like, basically your wild is what Esper Sentinel was designed for. And like Standard hasn't had this, and this is like one of the best 2 mana creatures that we've ever seen. The other one that I can think of that, like, in my opinion, is like changed the way that White had to look at its decks was Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which says non-creature spells cost 1 more on a legendary body, and that card like changed what White was capable of doing forever. And this, I think, gives me that kind of rate of, okay, this is what a white creature can be. In Standard alone, I can think of like any Shelter by Ghosts deck, which are very popular in Best of One, would want this because they always need a body to enchant, because that is a very swingy card, Shelter by Ghosts. And it's already very popular in Standard. And I think that this card goes in that deck if they're willing to spend a mythic wild card, because usually people who play that deck don't have a lot of wild cards. This is why it's so popular.
Okay.
But if they get a Queen of Dale, I think it goes in there. I think you're running 2 or 3 of them. I think as long as it triggers once, you can just discard the duplicate copy if they're not going to remove it. I think this card is great. I think Recruit is great. I think all the bodies are great. I think this card is awesome. I really do.
All right, well, I hope the Bessa makes an impact for you, because it's
you know, you can always drop the trump card on me if I have to play this format. You don't. You know, that is
no, but I would hope this, dude. I would hope that every single, do we have this problem in Hearthstone currently where it's like It's probably even worse for you guys because you don't have as much rotation and your power level's different, whatever. But like when new cards come out, you want these new cards to be playable so bad.
Yes.
Right. Like,
yes, we do.
That's what you want. So
Please.
when they're not playable, like it feels so bad. So for you, like I'm hoping for the best. I really am.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I just can't wait to tell you how right I am about this card that probably sees no play. But we'll see. We'll see.
That's fair. All right, listen, hey, give what's it say? Like it's August. I think it's like halfway through August, right? So
yeah.
I'll message you at the end of September and be like, so what happens?
As we should. God save our queen. Here's another card.
The Eagles are coming. 1 colorless, 1 white kicker, which is 2 colorless, 2 white. Okay. Choose target creature you own. If this spell was kicked, instead choose any number of target creatures you own. Return each chosen creature to your hand at the beginning of the next upkeep. Create a 4/4 white bird soldier creature token with flying for each creature returned your hand this way. Oh. In standard, okay, so kicking it probably is not relevant here. There's no way you're gonna have the mana to do that and be happy with it.
6 mana is unheard of. We're dead on turn 3. Come on now.
If I'm playing this for 2 and I'm bouncing back, well, our queen,
Momo, I don't know. It's 1 mana card. Bilbo.
Hearthstone has a card currently in the game that is 2 mana, and you bounce back a creature on the board, and you summon a 4/4 spider with stealth.
Oh.
And that card is like somewhat played. It kind of depends on how good your individual battle cries are, is what it often comes down to. But it did see play. It reminds me a lot of this. You don't get the 4/4 immediately, which is a bit unfortunate. But you do get the 4/4, and the 4/4 body's not too bad, especially against like your opponent uses a removal card. You use this, you get the minion back in your hand, and then you get the 4/4 body on board. That's kind of sick, to be honest. Is that better than this? Is this card like good? Like this? Maybe you have a new archetype here with this card as well with the queen.
Oh yeah, you wanna make some eagles? Make some 4/4
well, I mean,
flyers?
So like a 4/4 body for 2 mana is like very good.
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of busted.
At the cost of like you returning a creature to your hand, but in Magic that's not as bad. Especially if your opponent is using like a removal card on that card. Like you're very happy with that trade-off, because then you get the value again from your creature, and then you get the 4/4. Like that seems incredibly good. And it's instant. That's kind of. By the
way, it says creature you own. It's not like theft is like widely played, but it is played. Somebody stealing like a creature of yours and you get it back and you get a 4/4 would be pretty nuts.
I don't know how relevant that is in standard, but I mean, that's cool.
I mean, just picture like Ragavans casting, they cast your spells using some effect. I don't know. It happens. Here. Let me show you the best card to save with the Eagles. Here you go. This is the Dream Curve.
Oh my god, what is this card? What is this art, man?
It's the Ninja Turtle card.
Dream Beavers, 1 black. I want you to know, because I don't think we did a video for TMNT. I can't remember if we did. I don't think we did.
Don't think so.
I literally have not seen like any cards from this set. I have 1 card in one of my commander decks for it, and that's it. But I looked up for like cards they recommend with this commander. That's the reason I saw it. Anyways,
is it a pizza card? It's a food. You said you play the Cabbage Merchant. Is it a pizza card?
It's definitely a food related card. I don't remember what
I bet it is. I bet it's a pizza
I can't remember
card.
off the top of my head.
I can find it in a
second.
Filthy, cheese covered art, nasty pizza card.
Hold on. I will look, just because you're flaming me like this. Hold on.
If we play a game together, that card is banned. I don't want to see it. I don't want nothing to do with it. I hate those pizza cards so much. You can't do that to me. I make my own rules.
It's Party Dude. That's what it's called.
Oh God, am I supposed to feel better or worse? I don't know. What's a Party Dude?
When this class enters, each player creates a food token. And then the level 2 is whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card. And then The level 3 is whenever one or more of your opponents are attacked, up to one target attacking creature gets +X until the end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand.
If a set's not for you, just ignore it, they say. You won't have to deal with it, they say.
That's the only card I think I am aware of from TMNT, which that card, by the way, is very fun. That's a very fun card.
I bet it is.
Okay, sorry. Dream Beavers. 1 black creature. Flying. Whenever this creature enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life and you get to scry. Also a 1/1, I guess. So you're thinking what? You play Dream Beavers and then you eagle it. I mean, honestly, as long as you get a creature to bounce with the eagle on turn 2, I think you're pretty happy. And this is like a good enough effect when it enters, so you're kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, just anything, right?
I think the eagle card might be the best card you've shown me today. I'm not gonna lie. It feels the best one, at least in standard, right? Like the Bilbo card's pretty good, but I think in standard the eagle card might be more playable. Actually, I'm probably lying. The Bilbo one's probably better. The card just seems good. Like the 4/4 for basically just getting more value from a 1 cost seems great. And like I remember very often in standard, I felt like I was running out of cards very quickly. So just getting extra value is just really nice, as long as you're not dying to mono red.
You're gonna save your rabbits with this when they try to kill your rabbits.
Yeah. But also, like, there's so much more to this. Like, one of the things I'm imagining is like you block with your Dream Beavers against like their big green creature, and then you eagled it so that therefore the creature doesn't do anything. But then you also get the 4/4 at the start of your next turn. Like, there's a lot of ways to manipulate this to be very, very good. So there's like only upside with a card like this, basically, other than the fact that like if you don't want to return a creature from the battlefield to your hand, which if you're running this card in your deck, you probably are running creatures you want to turn to your hand. So I don't think
you're going to build around that for sure. Yeah.
So this card seems very good. Like 3.5. I don't know about a 4.
3.5.
I don't know about a 4. I can't say that I'd build an archetype around it, but I feel like this is like an auto included in most decks. Like this just seems good.
Yeah.
Why would I not run this?
So I'm going to show you a card. This card is already like it's already gotten some cards banned in the last 2 years of standard. You might remember
this card. Yeah, the Pixie. Yeah. 1 white flying. When this enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target non-fairy non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. If a permanent was returned this way, put a +1/+1 counter on this.
Yeah, card's already a banger. Card's still building decks even after several things have been banned.
So this is another way to bounce back up.
Yep. Eagles is a little different because it's only a creature, but yeah, I think Eagles is pretty cracked. It's a pretty cracked card. Okay. Kind of insane. Yeah, I'm in 4 zone. I think it revitalizes the bouncy archetype and again gets people at least talking about, does like Nurturing Pixie need to be banned before it rotates or something to fix things? I doubt it, but I think it's a 4. I think it's a 4. Fresh Magic the Gathering card coming through.
The Arkenstone. That sounds right. A lot of adventures in this set. Is that supposed to be like the theme, I guess?
They're going on an adventure. That's in the book.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably on the poster. It's probably in the marketing. They definitely said it in the movie. Yeah, I'm going on an adventure.
That makes sense.
Like that probably.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. The Arkenstone 5 colorless mana legendary artifact. Creatures you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. That's
excited?
Not a standard. That's not a standard card. But hold on.
Okay. Hold on. We got an adventure.
Seek the Heart. 2 colorless, 1 white. Sorcery. Your library for a legendary creature card. Reveal it and put it in your hand. Then shuffle. Then exile this card. You may cast the artifact later from the exile. 3 mana to search your library for a legendary creature card. There's no way that's playable in standard, right? There's no way. Like, there's no way that's playable.
You can get Smaug.
Yeah, I'm not spending 3 mana for that. That's no way.
Do you think you're just gonna die if you play this card?
No, but I feel like taking a turn off to look for a particular card is kind of not that good. Maybe I'm very wrong about that. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this in Hearthstone. Okay, Hearthstone, would I pay 3 mana to pick a card from my deck? I would. But we've had cards like this where we get like armor equal to the card's mana cost, or we do something else related to the cost of the card.
Oh, wow. That actually sounds nice.
Yeah, this just says you just get the get the card and then show it to your opponent, and then they laugh because you just spent 3 mana to look for a particular card.
And you get an Arkenstone for someday.
Yeah, so Commander...
You get a shiny ball. Don't you want a shiny ball? Do you want to put a shiny ball in your hand?
In Commander sounds great.
Right.
In Standard, I think I'm running any other card.
I don't know. This might. So there. Gosh, now I'm going to talk about Marvel. So there's an infinite combo in green with the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I guess
the unbeatable Squirrel Girl? I don't know what that is, CGB.
Oh, fucking hell!
Please tell me more about Marvel cards.
I don't want. Okay. Man, all this to try to bait you. It's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it anymore. Here, fine. Let's review the unbeatable fucking Squirrel Girl.
Okay. I mean, hey, can I say this? You're gonna hate this, but it looks like the art style is very thematic to Magic the Gathering. It kind of looks like it would fit the.
Actually, yeah. I would agree with the unbeatable Squirrel Girl in that respect. You know why? Because there isn't a freaking New York City skyscraper like forefront of the background. That's why there isn't a big city building with an A on it. That's why. Okay.
The unbeatable Squirrel Girl, 1 colorless, 3 green. Do you like squirrels? Whenever the unbeatable Squirrel Girl enters or attacks, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. I love squirrels. 1 colorless, 3 green. Create X 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens, where X is the number of squirrels you control. Okay. That could be a lot of squirrels.
Could be. So there's a card called Enduring Vitality that lets you tap a creature for mana. And you sent me, actually, the other part of the combo, which is you asked me how Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, works. Do you remember sending me this?
Yes, I do, actually.
Sending me this message? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, I'm now his...
I was building a commander deck, and I was reading the card like, what the fuck is this?
Right. So this allows you to tap the squirrels for mana with Enduring Vitality, which allows you to immediately just go infinite on squirrels. You know, Seek the Heart would get you Shang-Chi or the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. What do you think?
Okay, so here's the problem with what you're going with in Standard, okay? And I can now understand why this was not worth the effort of pulling this up just to show it to me. You need to spend 3 mana to get one of these. You have to hope you have the other one in hand. You also then have to spend the mana on both of them on individual turns, most likely. I guess it is green, so you might have more mana. And if you do have the mana to cast both of them, I believe you're already winning the game at that point. So I'm probably going to say in Commander, that's kind of spicy, but for the most part, this is probably still unplayable in Standard. This, what is it called again? The Arkenstone. Now, that being said, the Squirrel Girl card is really interesting. That's such a unique effect. The fact that it's you could do that, like the sequence it like that, is insane. Is this card like the best card for the Marvel set? Like, how? I guess Shang-Chi might be.
No, it's fine. Let's rate the unbeatable Squirrel Girl for Standard. We have about a month of unbeatable Squirrel Girl being legal at this time.
Okay, so it's mono green. God, the Cubs in the game though. Like, why do I care? I guess the Cub would interact with, what is it, Enduring Vitality or whatever? Does that interact?
Yes, it does.
So maybe you run it in that deck because that's good. But then you also need Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi being green makes me feel so weird too. I don't know why. I feel like he should be a different color, but I don't know anything. I never saw his movie either, so I don't know what he really does.
Yeah, I saw it, but I don't remember it. That's where I'm at with Marvel movies. Somebody's gonna hate me for that, but they blend together so much. For the record, when I saw Shang-Chi the first time, I was like, I can activate my creatures. I thought it basically meant that any creature that had a tapping ability has haste. That's what I thought it meant. And I was like, oh shit, that's fucking nuts. And then I like read it. That's nuts, why, like the Squirrel Girl.
That's why I saw when I sent that message, by the way, I was like, oh no, I got it. Like after reading it a couple more times, I figured it out. I think Squirrel Girl might see play. Like it's probably not the worst thing in the world. It's the gift that keeps on giving, which is really, really good. You kind of need a decent amount of squirrels though, but if you have, so just so I'm aware, you could do I Love Squirrels multiple times in a turn, which means like if you have nothing else to spend your mana on, you could just keep regurgitating scrolls over and over again. That sounds so fucking insane. What? I mean, it's probably good. I'd give it like a 3 in standard. It's probably playable. I would imagine Green probably like runs a card like this. It's another win condition in itself, so that seems good enough. And you have enough mana anyways to cast a card like this, so it seems fine. Do you want Shang-Chi though? I don't know. Maybe not. But Squirrel Ghost seems good. Is it played?
It was played when it came out because it's good in Badger Mold decks, but then basically none of the Cub decks run it anymore. You never see it in standard.
Oh, so it's cut now. It was too slow.
Yeah.
It's too janky.
Yep, got cut. Why run a combo piece when you can just run something that buffs stats and wins game?
Have you played Brawl against this card then?
Yes.
Would be my follow-up question. And is it sick in Brawl? Because it feels like it could be.
People who like Brawl like it. The problem is you're kind of stuck in mono green, which means the interactive colors aren't going to let you combo. But it is a good. I mean, it's a fine Brawl commander, but it's probably not high tier.
Okay, so you're running this as your commander. Okay. I was thinking, well, you just showed me a card that searched for a library for a legendary card. I'm sure there's multiple cards that do that in Commander. I don't know about Brawl.
Oh, yeah, you could find the unbeatable Squirrel Girl as a mana outlet outside of your command zone. That would be an option. I never see those decks. I never see creature combo decks. The way that Brawl has gone, now that is a ranked queue, is there are like 2-card win the game on the spot combos in Thassa's Oracle and Tainted Pact. So the idea of getting multiple creatures together, it's kind of silly.
It's like improbable. Okay.
It's not as easy as you'd like. No.
Yeah. When I tried Brawl, it was very, very insane. So
Counter
I guess
everything, murder everything, destroy everything.
Well, it wasn't, maybe because my MMR was lower. I feel like I wasn't necessarily dying, but there were moments where it's like all of a sudden they would just do some absolute insane combo, and I'm like, okay, I guess I just lose.
You played against all the treasure hunt meme combos. You played against all the like decks that only have 7 cards in them and a bunch of basic lands.
Yeah, that combo was hilarious. Holy shit! But that's pretty much it, right? It's like I didn't go against a bunch of counter spells, so I was thinking like maybe you can get this off, but yeah, maybe in Brawl it's too much. So and then in Commander, it's probably an interesting thought. I don't know how much you really want to do that in Commander though. I feel like your pod would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like stop. But
they probably put up with it once. Yeah, probably.
It's like a gimmick where you'd be like, haha, that was so funny that one time.
Get it, Squirrel Girls. Like, yeah.
Interesting. That might be the best card for Marvel. I would have to go look at the Marvel cards. I guess I knew what Shang-Chi was because he's in my cabbage deck. He's very good in the cabbage deck. But other than that, it's... Yeah, that's it. All right, sorry, Hobbit. The stone's bad. Commander.
Same. Why do we do this? What is the point of me?
You got like 4 cards in here that have potential from what you've shown me. That's a pretty good rate, actually. Usually it's just all bad. And then
one more. Here. What do you think of this card?
Elrond Moon Reader. That's how you say that. 2 colorless, 1 blue. Whenever you activate an ability of a creature, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay. I was like, damn, that card is crazy. 5 colorless, 2 blue. Exile up to 2 other target non-land permanents you control. Turn those to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. God, that first paragraph, if it wasn't for the second line, would have been so crazy. I mean, am I paying? Okay, so if you have something on the board that can tap. And this is when you activate an ability. Does it have to be a tapping ability, or is it whenever like something would proc?
It's an act. So it's not a triggered ability. So like an enters the battlefield ability is a triggered ability typically. Yeah. It's anything that has a cost. Like, so we just had 2 examples. Tap ability, like Shang-Chi, tapping for the 2 mana of any 1 color counts. And so would be activating the I Love Squirrels ability, the 1 green, create X 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. That counts. But the Do You Like Squirrels ability, I can't believe I'm doing this in my Lord of the Rings video. My Hobbit video, Raren. The Do You Like Squirrels ability would not cause Elrond Moon Reader to trigger.
Okay. You okay?
I'm here.
3 mana
this
to
is
draw.
where
Okay.
we are.
So if you don't have another creature on board at the time you play this, this is just basically a 3 mana 3/3. That's not good. So you need something else beforehand. The chance of you having it, if you're gonna put it in your deck, is probably pretty likely. So you're kind of happy, I guess. Man, I wonder why they added that second sentence. You think it'd be too good if they didn't? I guess in Commander it'd be kind of nasty. That's the only thing I can really think about. I think in Standard it might be too slow. I feel like this doesn't do enough on its own. I guess if it lives multiple turns and you're constantly tapping, you get to draw a card, but like there's no way that's playable. There's no way. That sounds way too slow in Standard. So I have to say, I'm sorry, this is a Commander card for me. That's my opinion.
Interesting.
Go for it.
I don't know, man. Like this with the Badger Moles, the Badger Mole Cubs, Raren. Like every creature in that deck taps for mana. So you're drawing on your turn, then you tap for mana on their turn, then you draw. Is that the issue with the Badger Mole deck, though? And you draw. So they run Quantum Riddler, and Quantum Riddler refills their hand. It's it's a way of drawing cards once you dump your hand. I don't know. This kind of says you never have to dump your hand, and you have a mana. It's really expensive, but you have a place to put all the mana if all you have is mana. Seems pretty good.
It's only once per turn. Like it's kind of just meh. No, like
it's a card. Do you know how? Yeah, but you know how much we like drawing cards every turn.
It takes 2 times for this card to be worth it because you're only cycling once, or the first time you do this. So it has to live on top of the fact you also have to think of it like it's taking up a card in your deck that you could just draw instead. That might just be better. So like I think it's just bad. Like if it didn't have the first set or the ability to triggers like once each turn, like yeah, I'm about it. I guess you could tap creatures on your opponent's side. And then get more cards. I guess that's an angle.
Yeah, we do stuff on our opponent's turn in our game, Ruin. Could be good. Could be good. I don't know. Could be good. Could be good. No? Still not? You're not doing it? You're not in?
No.
So what are you rating it? You gonna give it a C? It's a commander card? What is it?
C.
You're giving it a C?
C, yeah.
I think this is good with the Badger Mole Cub decks. I really do. I don't know if I can do that. And that's just like the mana abilities. I think if this didn't trigger off the creatures that tap for mana, like Llanowar Elves, I don't think it would be good at all. But the fact that it does, like, we haven't really had something like this before. It just draws a card whenever you tap your mana dork for mana. And it's 3 mana, and it's in the right types, like it's an elf, right? So there are some elf synergies. It's pretty good. I don't know. I don't know if it can be a 4 because I don't think it defines the archetype, and now everything has to have an activate ability. I think those decks already kind of exist because of Badger Mole Cub. So I think I give it a 3. You give it a C, I give it a 3. I think so. I think it goes in those decks. I think it does. It's like it's not great as on its own. It's like a 3 mana 3/3, but like the upside of you have 1 or 2 mana dorks that aren't dead, and you draw like 2 or 3 cards, and you got a 3/3 is like, yeah, we're probably gonna win that game. It's snowbally. The cards that are good in standard are snowbally. This is snowbally. It is. I have to believe. I have to believe in card draw. If I can't believe in card draw, what can I believe in?
The Squirrel Girl.
Oatmeal pizza? No, I will not. Party, dude.
Oh my god. You wake up in the middle of the night screaming that they put TMNT in your Magic the Gathering.
More than I'd like to admit.